As you can see on the screen, today we are working with pointers in C. What is pointers in C? Before doing the practicals, let's understand the concept of theory behind pointers. What exactly pointers are? Let's take a variable. If I suppose make a box here, I'm just trying to make in a box. There are the two boxes. Okay, so this is a variable and this is B variable. A variable is containing the value 5 and B variable is containing, suppose the A variable is at address 1000 and B variable is having the value 1000 and at the address 2000. We have to understand the concept of pointers. For pointers, this is the exact, you can say, good example for clearing the concept of pointer. First we will see what is the connection. For example, I say these are the two boxes where A is containing the value 5 and at address 1000, B is containing the value 1000 and at address 2000. So if I ask you what is a relationship between the both, so you will say, what we will conclude, we will say A is a variable, we say A is a variable which is having value what? 5 at address 1000. Understand, pointer is a concept which is very easy, but if you understand it very clearly. So I say A is a variable, value is 5 at address 1000, and the next derivation which we can form with the box, B is a variable which is having the value which 1000 and at address 2000. We are assuming that this is the thing. Okay, so now what I can say more, I can say B is variable which is holding, B is holding address of variable A. We can say like this. So A is a variable which is having a value 5 at address 1000. B is also a variable which is holding 1000 with at address 2000. If I make a relationship, that means B is holding address of A. So I can say B is pointing to the variable A. Now I can say B is a pointer variable. So this thing is clear now. So these are the two variables which is having this type of relationship between them. So A is a variable which is holding the value 5 at a particular address and B is holding a value at a particular address. But if we can see the box, what is the relationship? B is holding the value which is the address of A. So we can say B is pointing to, so B is pointing to the value A. So we can say B is a pointer variable. Now if we understand the concept, now we can say now pointer variable is a variable which can hold the address of another variable. So one thing you have to clear, that pointer variable is nothing but it is also a variable like we had worked with the variables in C, but it is a special type of variable which is holding address instead of value. It is not holding value, it is holding the address of another variable. So this is the concept of pointer variable. Now we can jump to the practical part of it. What does it mean? Now if we want to go with the pointers in your C programming, how we are going to? So we understand that A is a variable, B is a variable. Earlier we were saying the variable is holding value. Now we are saying the variable is holding the address. So we will start with the programming, and if you want the programming of your pointers, so how it will be, we will just quickly work with that and we will see. So we have to declare it with the void main and all. Remember this thing, pointers are very easy if you understand the concept of theory. So pointers are the special variables which are not holding the values, they are holding the address. So suppose we take the same example which we diagrammatically did that. So int, I say a is a variable and which is holding the value 5, and I say b is also a variable. Okay, if I say b is a variable but b is not holding the, you can say, value, it is holding the address. So I say b is equals to %, that is a and sign of a. This is the declaration of, you can say, assigning the value from, this is assigning the address of a to the variable b. But in declaration we can't say a is different than b. We can say this is also a variable, this is also a variable. How the compiler will say that okay, a is a simple variable and b is a pointer variable? For that, what you will do, before this you will just put a star here so that it is clear that now a is a simple variable and b is a pointer variable, and we had assigned the value. Now this thing you have to always remember, what student they always do, they are not assigning any value to a and they are just saying pointer to that. Whenever you are inputting some value, then and then you can assign the address, isn't it? So you are assigning the value, then assigning the address of the particular value to the particular pointer. Now b is a pointer because we have preceded it with star, that is asterisk sign. Clear? Now what exactly it is going to do? What exactly it is going to do? If I say printf and if I say value is, so earlier what we were saying, %d, we will say /n because next line is there. So we will say value is this a. So it is giving me. Now if I just try to run the code and if I say okay, if it is giving or not, so I'll just check it out whether it is giving the correct value which I want. Value is 5, so I should get the value 5. So exactly, if I am getting the value 5, that means my program is right. Yes, this is a very beginning level program, so we know that. So now if I want to print the address, so we know how to print the address. So address is %d. Somewhere you always remember that in some books, in some references, there can be %u. U is for unsigned. That means there will be no sign, either plus or minus. You can put u. So generally we just go with the %d and then we say what is the address of a. So address of a means you have to put address sign with a, that is your a symbol, with the semicolon. Now if I'm just trying to compile this program again with the play button, you will see the value of 5 is 5 and address is 642296. That means this is the address of that particular variable. Now if you want to check whether pointer is exactly working, which we have diagrammatically show that this is pointing to this, that means with the help of b I should get the same answer. So what I do, I just repeat the same thing, but this time I'm just going to repeat it with the help of b to check whether pointer is working or not. So I just copy paste it, smart work. So just change the values here. A instead of a, I say whenever you have to display a value, you need to put star with it with the b. This is mandatory. And what is the address? Instead of %a, I can directly put b. That is obvious because we had already worked with here. So % of a is b. That means we can put b here. So if I just try to run the code, if I get the same output with the both, that means exactly I'm getting the answer right. So value is 5, address is this, value is 5, address is this. So now it is clear that b is a pointer variable. We have not put here / and that's the reason it was not giving in a correct way. So if we just try to run the code, and you will see value is 5, address is 642296, value is 5, address is 642296. So we are getting the output same with the both methods, whether we are working with the simple variable or with the, you can say, pointer variable. If I just delete this simple a variable and I just want to print it with the help of pointer, now I will be able to get the particular value with the help of pointer. So that means the pointer variable is pointing to the particular variable. That's the reason I'm able to get the value even I'm not using that particular variable. I'm not using a and b, a, not here A, not A, in this part A. I am just using B. So this means B is a pointer variable which is holding the address of A, and now I am able to do the all calculation with the help of pointer instead of the value given. So hope you understand the concept of what is exactly pointer is, and now you will be able to write the programs in pointer. So it is clear to you now. So if you really find this content is helpful to you, please make sure that put a thumbs up, subscribe the channel, and share this video with your friends who are working with the pointers and are not able to get it. I'll meet you in the next chapter of programming. Till then, take care. Bye bye.